Welcome everyone. Hey Michael, hey Fanny, good to see you.
I'm just trying to sort out my audio, and I'll be.
That's good, bro.
Yep.
Hi there. You guys all hear me okay? See if
Hi,
you can
Pete.
try the
Hi,
chat.
everyone.
Hi Fanny, how you going?
I'm good, sir.
That's good. Thanks for joining.
All right, thanks.
Let's see if we can broadcast this as well. Change layout. Yeah, I'll just record it and can put it onto the YouTube later. Yeah. Hey, Philip. Hello, Nana. Primus. Give everyone a second to join. Hi, Beston. While we wait for people to join, I might share my screen and go through some of the things we've been playing around with. You see this? Just gonna keep admitting people. If you're just gonna mute people while they have any background noise. So there were some of the latest developments of the AI art. It's ridiculous how good they are. That's what we did for Aubrey. This is Aubrey Gray in the theme of Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. It looks like he hasn't aged a bit, huh?
Yeah, you should like that.
55 years later.
Yeah.
That's great. Let me stop presenting. Hey, let me just check if we got some of the other SAB members able to join. Otherwise, we'll just kick off. Or maybe not. Let me know when you fixed your audio, Charles.
Yeah, almost there.
Some highlights from our blockchain dinner.
Oh yeah.
The audio come through?
Yeah, perfect.
Ah.
Not sure I can hear the video.
You can't hear the audio?
No.
Let's try again. Entire screen. And let's see. I think it lets you share the audio yet, huh? That's all right. We'll play without the audio for now. But yeah, that was just. I mean, I can't believe it's been about almost a month now, Charles.
Yeah.
That's insane. Time flies, and I think since Benji gave his talk, it's just been so much development on AI and Afro longevity, transhumanism, Transhuman Coin. There's a Mick, an Africa Rare. No, it's just great memories, brother.
Yeah, you had a great time.
And looking forward to the year ahead as well. Yeah. I'm just trying to remember all that's happened in the past year. So there's quite a few things to talk about in this call. Yeah. Let me know when we're good to go and we can kick off.
Yeah, we can start now.
Oh, okay. That's great. Awesome. Yeah, welcome everyone. This is I say this awesome community joining on a New Year's Eve for today. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. It's been a hell of a year for Transhuman Coin and transhumanism overall. I feel like every single year that passes, every single day that passes, we're getting closer to the singularity, and the technology is just accelerating more and more. And we're seeing that today, right? Like in your Facebook feeds, we were just talking about earlier, starting with art of all things and technology. Like, who would have thought that human creativity would be one of the first things to go in terms of automation? Nowadays, I think people will start to see that AI is just starting to mimic more and more of what humans think they're uniquely able to do. And I think they're predicting that next year, with the launch of GPT-4, that we actually might pass that Turing test and, eventually start to see some of this intelligence incorporate into every day of our lives, every element of our lives. And I think this is what Transhuman Coin is all about. We want to accelerate this technology to make sure that no one's left behind, because the disruption that's coming from this technology, because of what lies ahead, is going to be mind-boggling. And if you don't keep up with what's happening, you're going to get left behind, and we don't want that to happen. The technologies that we're talking about, whether it's in AI or in blockchain or in gene editing and sequencing, right? Things that you can do with biology, biotech, and eventually into nanotechnology. And what we're going to see in virtual and augmented reality. This is going to be something that, I know I'll be working on in my professional level. But for society as a whole, that disruption will come where everything that we see around the world will be augmented by, things that look like they're in our smartphones, but eventually will be incorporated into our glasses and eventually with our brain-computer interfaces. So, with that, maybe I'll hand over to Charles and just give it a bit of a recap and see what else he's got to say as well for the year that's passed.
Yeah, like you rightly said, Peter, the objective, one of the major objective of Transhuman Coin is to keep everyone or carry everyone along, with the emerging technologies. And 2022 has been mind-blowing, like especially with the coming of ChatGPT, right?
Mm.
That was just crazy. That took our year to a new level. And what Transhuman Coin has done for the community, is bringing us closer to these technologies, right? We know the subject bearer, we know the application, but I think the missing link is actually in educating the community, on how to take advantage of these new technologies in their personal lives, businesses, projects, and achieving their potentials. And hopefully in the coming year, we'll do better with that aspect. We should have our educational units fully functional by next year, and that would be their major goal, to keep our community abreast, with emerging technologies. And a recap of this year cannot omit your coming to South Africa, Peter. I think that was the climax of the year. Yeah, it was memorable. It's memorable. It's it stays in our minds for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, it was such an honor. No, such an honor to meet you in person, also with the community as well locally, and be able to see, that's the potential that there is as well, and what we could do. Having boots on the ground, it's just going to be so much opportunity as well. We talked also about how do we actually make the world more connected, not just online, but also the ability to connect in person as well. I'm sure the VR and AR will get better, and we'll feel more and more like we're next to each other. But in the meantime, I think connecting our global transhumanist ecosystem through the likes of the technology summits that has passed in the past year, right? Through Transvision in Madrid, through TAFD over in Sun City, and at the Longevity Summit in Dublin and Ireland, and to the Singularity University events all around the world, including in San Francisco. This is going to be so much opportunity to just link all those schedules together and have transhumanists be able to meet together at the same time. So I've got a little bit of an outline of what that timeline might look like. So maybe something like in 2024, we could link up from the likes of, CES, like the Consumer Electronics show, right?
Yeah.
This is sort of our idea of what we could have. So in January, we have the Singularity Group in San Francisco, tailored to CES in Las Vegas, to Alcor in Arizona. That's also where art is. And to SpaceX, where Elon Musk is launching the rockets in Boca Chica, in Texas as well. To Miami, where there's a huge Web3 and crypto community. So I'm just going to mute. There's some background noise from someone here. Where is that coming from? That's okay. To Zurich, where the World Crypto Conference is at in Switzerland. To Davos, where the World Economic Forum is. It's in Switzerland as well. to ETH Denver. That's where the Ethereum conference is in the US, and to Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. So this is so many technology and transhumanist events that happen all throughout the year. But I think people don't get to have that seamless transition from location to location, and for transhumanists to be able to connect together like that, you know, from the States, like in Austin and South by Southwest as well. So San Francisco again, and this is where, you know, the likes of NVIDIA and AMD are developing the next generation of graphical computer interface units as well. So this is like graphical processing units, and these are the things that will accelerate AI as well as virtual and augmented reality. You know, they say Moore's law is dead, but now we've got the you know, law of accelerating returns has just shifted to GPUs, and so that's it's going to be definitely something to keep an eye of. And New York, so where we have Lifespan.ai, the likes of Keith Comito and the team, to have that conferences there, and they have the NFT NYC events there. In Vancouver, they have the TED conferences where, you know, where ideas are worth sharing, including the transhumanism ideas. Yeah, so much to do, and that's just up to April, right?
Yeah.
You literally see like a daily.
Is it possible to just compile that and send to the group?
Yeah. Pop this in the chat here.
Yeah.
And feel free if you guys know anyone as well. Yeah, if you guys know any people that would be interested in hosting events or be able to accommodate the transhumanists all around the world that will be coming in, so check it out. Across the places in China, right? In other parts of Asia, to Copenhagen where they have the ARDD. So this is Alex Voronkov on the aging research and drug discovery events. To the likes of again, Dublin and longevity, and Transhuman Coin, and this is where Mick Mann and the team are organizing events in Joburg as well. Plus Afro Longevity in Sun City, Cape Town, and of course Melbourne and Sydney in Australia. Yeah, it's literally a detour, but I think this will be something that we'll be able to take along with the community as well.
I was saying we could actually have that, you know, an events portal on our website, and that would enable our members to know which one to plan for, when to start processing visits if needed, and all of that. Yeah,
definitely. Will be a perfect timing to get our metaverse things activities as well going. So we've got the Africa Rare Ubuntu Land events in virtually, so that way we can connect ahead of meeting in person. And also we could probably use the IoT IoTex partnerships to be able to track where everyone is at and connect together and, you know, gamify the whole experience of travel.
Yeah.
Get your steps in and make sure you stay healthy along the way. And yeah, what else is the AI art NFTs? So, you know, what we saw earlier with the different mid-journey type AI solutions, we've got all the transhumanists that we can load in into their AI profiles, and these are going to be add drop to the NASA holders as well, and be able to connect that as their identity for the Ethereum partnership, where they're monetizing the data there.
I'm just going to pull Koki quickly.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm just going. I'll be back down.
Yeah. You'll get Corky, and I think everyone knows Corky. Actually met some of the guys over in Sydney as well. Oh, there he is. Hey, Corky. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah. Hi, Andrew.
Afternoon, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm not too shabby. Yourselves?
Yeah, really good, mate.
Just a little bit confused after me and Charles's conversation last night or this morning about time, but it's all good. I'm here now.
It's always the same, man. Bloody time
Always.
zones.
Very confusing.
To have like a global calendar, just everyone has the same time.
I just need to start operating on UTC. Local times are a thing of the past.
Yeah. So they're looking. Yeah, we were just going through the different travel destinations earlier. So the Transhumanist World Conference.
Ah, yes. I did notice that you got Port Douglas there for me. It's a little bit off, but I'll forgive it. I'll forgive a Welshman for not being too accurate.
Why did I say Port Douglas? I know, it's the Rockhamptons.
Well, when I read it said Port Douglas, I was like, oh, was it Port Macquarie? By the way, it was Port something. I was like, I don't live in a port. I'm aware of anyway.
Seems a bit quiet for a port.
Well, to be fair, there is a customs house in town here that was over 100 years old, so technically it is a port. But yeah.
Oh man, gotta do it. Gotta take it out for the wedding, mate.
Oh, it's gonna be interesting.
It is. It's not this coming June, right? It's the next June.
2024.
Yeah, good. I was like, that gives us time to prepare.
Yeah, plenty of time to get prepared. Plenty of time for everyone to get everything sorted.
Yeah, and isn't it next year?
No, 2024. We couldn't get anything booked for 2023.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charles like wanting to come straight away.
He just wants an excuse to come to Australia. I'm like, well, I do live about an hour away from a tropical island, so it will be winter, but that's not the point. It's still a tropical island.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps you plan for next year. Hopefully, I'll make 2 trips before your wedding. I'll get to meet Amy.
Yeah. And while we got the community here, do you guys have any questions as well, or do you want to say hi? Take yourselves on mute.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize there was 12 other people in here. Hi everyone.
I see Nana's on the move.
Yeah.
Hey Nana.
Got pace going.
Yeah, good pace. Emmanuel. How about Fanyu? He's been quite active as well on Twitter and in the community.
Super active. He's even helping me with the community calls in the collective every week.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I'm not the only host anymore.
You should say hi.
Oh, we can actually have an introduction session where every participant just introduces themselves.
Yeah.
So we can start from you, fine.
Hey, there we go. We can talk now.
Hi, you fine?
Maybe we caught him at a bad time, huh?
Fanny, you there? Yo.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here now.
Hey. Oh, there he is.
I'm fine.
That's great. We're going to just get everyone to introduce themselves.
All right. I'm fine. Fine. Maybe I can call me Raymond. One of them cookies. How will I put it up? Yeah, part of the community moderator team.
That's awesome.
It's been cold down here. That's why I'm having cold.
You sound a bit under the weather, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you feel better soon. Raymond, huh? Yeah, that's it. There you go by Raymond. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for helping out.
So
let's see you next. Uday?
Okay.
Well, sorry about that.
Okay.
But with Harmattan in Nigeria, so Harmattan is cold weather season.
Yes. But it's gonna get better. Yeah, before the day breaks up. Yeah, this guy is also online. G2G is also online.
Oh yeah.
He should get in here and introduce himself then.
G2G.
I would just go down the list, huh? You got B Kite. G2G.
For anyone else want to introduce themselves? Prince Isaac is there. Prince Isaac.
Hey, my brother, Doc, good morning. Hey, Peter, good morning here.
Hi there. How you going, Prince?
I'm happy to see you guys. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I am listening attentively to pick materials for this discussion so that, but I'm happy that this community is holding this wonderful talk this morning from this side. Because I know because of wartime, we might not have the same time going everywhere. But it's about 7 to 8 here in Nigeria. So I'm sorry when I say good morning, I'm talking about myself from this side. You know. Well, I'm based in Anambra, the capital of Oka City, the capital of Anambra. I'm operating from here, and it's cold also here, that we are trying to manage. So I'm attentively listening to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry about making it so early, guys. Yeah, I didn't realize it's like 7:30 now.
And Nancy.
Morning, Dr. Charles.
Yeah, Nancy.
Yes.
Is that Nancy from South Africa or from Nigeria?
From South Africa.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Nancy.
Okay. Hello, Peter. Morning, Dr. Charles. I'm happy
How you going?
to
Good morning.
join the community in South Africa. I've been listening to Peter on Transhuman Coin and activities based on Transhumanism. So I'm so happy to be part of this group. I'm so excited looking at the plans and how technology is unfolding for the upcoming years. So I also want to form part of educating myself and being familiar with how things are turning around our world.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. It's an honor to have you here as well. And yeah, from beautiful South Africa. Got we were just talking about ChatGPT last time as well with the SAB, and it was creating entire scripts for books and movies and YouTube videos, and so that sort of era of human creativity again is starting to get taken over. I think there's also going to be human trials of Neuralink next year, so going to see people that have brain injuries become treatable through these brain-computer interface devices. This technology, already existed in a larger form, so like bigger holes and bigger devices, and now they're miniaturizing it and making it more accurate and less risky as well. So we're going to see this onset from next year of these technologies that start to integrate our human biology with technology in the brain as well. So that's going to be, a lot of the people you talk to day to day on the street, at work, even your family over Christmas or over the holiday season, they have no idea that this is coming, right? They think probably we're crazy when we're talking about these ideas, but it's only, it hits them when they see it, happening in their lives. So until these robots start walking around or start to start to take their jobs in other parts of their lives. I think that's when they'll realize how it's all here now. And hey,
I was sent to Andrew last night. Yeah, Peter, I was sent to Andrew last night that Elon's Neuralink could help him, delete some habits.
Yeah, definitely, right?
It's all right. I've got the Zyban at the moment to quit the cigarettes finally. Great fun.
So
it's like I'm living on an international flight, My brain's just going, I want a cigarette, but I can't have a cigarette. Just repeatedly on a permanent loop.
Yeah.
But 12 days in so far, so
oh wow,
like 60 to go.
Wow. Congratulations, man. It's pretty good
So
effort.
just install the link and Control or Delete.
Control delete. Remove the cigarette task. Yeah.
just delete the code entirely.
Yeah.
Don't even need the task anymore. Just get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe a question for the community. If you had a Neuralink or brain computer interface, what sort of things would you want to be able to do with that? If it was something that you could enhance or delete from the brain. Anyone in the chat? Well, feel free to come off mute. How about you, Charles, as well?
I mean, for me, as someone who's been visually impaired my entire life, it'd be really nice to actually see what everyone else sees. It's funny as it is, like, I don't wear my glasses because, well, they don't help me. The only time I've ever got my glasses on my face is when I'm driving a car, and that's because I'm legally required to, not because they actually help me in any way. So it would be fascinating for me to be able to see the world in the same quality that everyone else sees it, which is essentially 1080p. Well, I'm stuck in a 480p world.
Oh no! How long has that happened? How long has that been like that?
Oh, it's just albinism. That's my life.
Man,
it's the funny thing.
Every time you mention albinism, I think of that, the Iron Sky movie. It's like the albinizer and the de-albinizer.
Unfortunately, the only thing I can think of whenever I think of albinism and a movie is it's a parody movie of Angels and Demons, and they use an albino to be the monk who's whipping himself on the back constantly, and it was just hilarious. And of course, there's the albino African American actor who was on the latest Marvel TV show as Man Bull.
Oh,
yeah, he's an albino African American.
Yeah,
he's a hilarious dude.
Jeez. Wow, I didn't know it affected the eyesight. What the hell?
Yeah, well, some of us it affects more on the pigment in the skin and not so much on the eyesight, and some of us just look like a normal person, just have really bad eyesight. I'm a bit in between. I've got mostly clear hair and then bad eyes. So not the best of both worlds.
Well, we'll get you better than 480p for sure. It'll definitely be more than 1080p too. We can go for 8K or 12K or 16K.
Well, trying to change my pigment is just a borderline racial thing to do. Like, we don't want to be putting any sort of extra pigment on my face, especially. That would not look well. So, yeah, all we can do is fix the eyesight.
8K.
Yeah.
Yeah, me with fake tan is too close to blackface.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at CES they'll have 16K. I think, Charles.
Nice.
CES in how many days? 3 days from now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there'll be a tech solution for everything.
Yeah. I mean, fighter pilots have had eye tracking in their helmets for years so that they can zoom on targets with built-in cameras in the planes. So it's only a matter of time before we can have that with part of our cars.
Yeah.
Maybe for off-roading more than on-roading, considering everyone's going to driverless. But Yeah, I always thought the idea of thermal cameras on a car would be fantastic.
Mm.
You know, you could always see that cat running across the road and go, okay, I need to avoid that warm thing.
Yeah, yeah, we needed to drive better than humans, right?
Yeah, that's it.
At least 10 times better.
What else is everyone's ideas? What do you think could work with Neuralink? How could it impact your life to make it better?
Well, Andrew, on my own side, I'm going to look into the eyesight also. I still have this eyesight issue whereby I don't see tiny things from far range unless I'm closer. So if I could have a neural link, it can develop my eyesight more. I already have a weak eyeballs right from childhood, so I try to prevent anything that's gonna affect my eye. Okay. So the eyesight also. Then a little bit of your sleeping mode can go down a little bit of 1 hour less. That would be nice for me.
Yeah.
Sleeping as well.
That's questions.
Yeah, it's like a third of our lives. It's like having to sleep.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if I could just program when I want to go to sleep and have it actually kick in.
Yeah, 50% more productive.
Yeah, 100% more productive.
100%.
Just don't need to sleep at all then.
Yeah. That's a good one. No, I think
how was the Sydney meetup?
yeah, it's really good. We had it at KPMG at the client meeting rooms where we used the VR headsets as well. Let me see if I can find the video too. It should be somewhere here. But yeah, it was we had Meow Ludo join as well. They were creating a creative AI group. So I'm using Midjourney and Stable Diffusion and OpenAI's DALL-E 2 to create some new artworks. And so they actually ran a competition that evening to have the best AI art awards coming out. The picture seems a human and AI collaboration.
Yeah. Has Meow's biohacking projects?
Yeah, it's really good. So they're looking for a farm to purchase to essentially grow out lobster, so crayfish, and there's a particular species of lobster, the red claw crayfish, that grows really fast through bioengineering. So they're able to, they think, from this one farm produce twice the global output of crayfish through bioengineering. And so this is going to be pretty disruptive if you think about, I think they're only going to be limited by the supply chains, like getting the crayfish to the end consumers, whether it's like a restaurant or people's kitchens. It's just going to be a supply abundance of crayfish.
Nigeria consumes a lot of crayfish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The market is massive.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things we want to see is, applied it to not just automation, but eventually just creating additional output through gene modifications. The whole term GMOs, with genetically modified organisms, has had a bad brand in the market. Yeah. And so it's unfortunate that they think that's the way, right? Even though it's completely healthy, they've done through the scientific testing. And I think, eventually when we can find the mainstream market for it, right, to understand that this is actually probably better, it has to be 10 times better than the actual ones. Gives you more nutrients as well. It's easy to grow. It's much cheaper. Then they can't say no, right? I think it'll be almost like a luck.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, conspiracy theories.
We should have been advancing the human evolution, but with theories like that, that GMOs are worse and all of that. Even when there is scientific facts that says, look, these are better.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So we should take advantage of the media.
Yeah, this is I think why Elon's bought Twitter. It's just so that we can take sort of the scientific approach to everything and have a common argument across everything, not just have that power concentrated in the minds of a few. Let me just share my screen here. I'll find you guys the meetup experience. Yeah. Can you see that okay? So this is Meow over here with Brendan and Ian. We have a few of the MetaQuest pros here. And also, yeah, we had our local community guys over here. Oh. Let's go. Just put this on here. And yeah, it'll be encouraging more and more people to have these locally as well. You guys have a meetup that you could do anywhere? Got the banners ready to go. Has anyone had much luck creating?
Guys from Cameroon sent me pictures and videos. They had a meetup in Cameroon.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Whereabouts did they meet?
I don't know, but it was in Cameroon.
Oh, Cameroon. Yeah, nice.
Cameroon.
That's right.
Yeah. Hi there, John. See you. Okay.
Hi.
You going? Thanks for joining. All right.
Hi, John.
Hi, Doctor. Good morning.
Good morning.
See you guys.
Yeah, I see it's really cold.
Yeah, I'm in Jos. I'm in Jos, Plateau State.
Oh yeah, that's the coldest.
Yes, sir.
Like literally all year round, right?
Yes, but most especially at this period.
I used to have a girlfriend in Jos, so I used to come from Abuja to Jos to see her. You know,
Okay.
so I knew a bit of Jos because I had a girlfriend in Jos.
Yeah. Yes, Doctor. Nice to be here.
Same here, bro. See you.
Thank you.
See you. Yeah, so it's so good to see everyone again. And they're going to be doing more and more of those AI art meetups as well. So it's I think eventually we're just going to see this embedded everywhere. I just love the new takes on existing films and then just spinning it into an entire new thing. Like I think there's a lot of Star Wars ones, and it's like if Star Wars was directed by like some of the Japanese anime characters, right? It just changed the whole thing. Like Studio Ghibli. Hi, Emmanuel. You going? Sorry. It's just yeah. There
Good
you go.
morning. Good morning. Good morning,
Good
Dr. Charles.
Good
Yeah,
morning, man.
Emmanuel here from Niger State, Nigeria. Good morning, all.
Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, man.
You going this morning?
Yeah. So we're expecting that by next year, Peter, AI we should be able to write an entire movie and produce the movie, create characters and all of that stuff.
Yeah, the AI videos will be out next year. So that means that on top of the script, it'll take different mixes of YouTube and create its own diffused versions of the videos. It might look like initially kind of like a very trippy. Like it look like. Have you guys seen the Ghost music video? It's called Gunship. So what they this is the one from I think they used this for the Neuralink video, the music they used from the YouTube video. Let's play this here.
Dr. Charles. I'm joining from Umuahia in Abia State, Nigeria.
Hi, yo.
I'm doing fine. I'm joining from Umuahia in Abia State.
Awesome. Awesome. Welcome.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, so this is the music video.
TLDs have been taken. Metaboot.net, .org, .ai, all taken. That's serious.
Yeah. And the most used word in 2012, 22, I think, 2021 as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will be. They've also able to make 3D models. So I think it was, yeah, it was OpenAI's 3D model generator, and I think it's called Point E. This is going to be where they're going to be able to create 3D objects through just a prompt. I think someone says a corgi wearing a red Santa hat, but that's an entire 3D object that you can load in to your virtual environments. So think about, like, the future of gaming where it's purely spontaneous things just coming out based on what the user wants to experience. So they might be just talking to a chat GPT and it's generating different multiple choice outcomes. Like there's a game that you can play in chat GPT right now, kind of like a Harry Potter Dungeons and Dragons. So it's like a GPT Harry Potter game. And all you do is, this 11-year-old came up with it, right? It's just a simple prompt that you can put in where you type in, you are a text-based video game where you give me the options A, B, C, D, and D, and my choices. The settings Harry Potter, I start with 100 health. So you go to the chat GPT and pretty much like prompted to do this. Oh, there it is. So I've got this integration with Google now as well, where you can incorporate this right here. Chat.openai.ap. So it's actually embedded into right next to your Google search. See how it's just right here? So if I log in, it automatically puts it as a Chrome extension next to my Google searches.
That's great.
So yes, and now you just get that both at the same time. And these are getting harder as well. It's like, I'm not a robot once. They're getting really hard.
The nerd in me cannot help but laugh at kids in 2022 discovering command line interface text RPGs. Like that's my childhood. How dare they steal my childhood?
Yeah. It's just like, no. How do you create the code automatically? And so it's pretty instant. So you put in this prompt in ChatGPT and it starts these choices. So which do you choose? Use a health potion to restore 50 health, cast spell to attack the enemy and lower health by 25. Use invisibility to get sneak past the engine, run away and find help. Let's attack. Let's go B. Decide to cast a spell and then lower the enemy. They retaliate. You lose 30 health. You now have 70 health remaining. And now, do you restore your health, attack, run away, or sneak past the enemy? Let's sneak past the enemy this time. For the enemy and continue on your journey. As you travel, you come across a fork in the road. So it just keeps on generating, different things that you might come across in this game. It's purely random. So yeah, they can have like infinite playthroughs around this game. So using this sort of premise, you're also going to be able to generate the 3D content in those worlds using something like an Unreal Engine 5, where it's got ray tracing and global illumination and nanite and lumen, all those sort of latest features to make it hyper realistic. And so that's starting to to create that simulated world, right? So that's like kind of combining all the possibilities through the different configurations of how particles and atoms and molecules and cells into the world. And that's probably when we hit the simulation theory boundaries, because if we're able to create these simulated worlds, infinite number of these worlds with AI agents that, you know, essentially are semi-conscious or could have the same programming as what we express as consciousness, they have that self-reflection as well. So those AI agents will be just like us in the simulated world. And a real player like one of us might be able to join in and see that what it's like to play out these different worlds. But then a question is like, are we also in a simulation? Because someone else could be joining our world to play it out. Yeah, this is literally infinite possibilities here. So there's a few other things on the agenda, things like the IoTex partnerships and other things. Do you want to talk about that? And also, we're looking to do an OTC sale as well. We're funding Transvision, so we're looking to get the community to see if they'd be interested to join in on a sale as well. If that's Jazz.
Yeah. Okay. You had mentioned the IoTex project, Peter.
Yeah.
So basically, next thing we're going to be focusing more building on the blockchain. We're supposed to have Bill in the meeting today, but I'm not sure if he's available. But he's basically leading the dev team for the IoTex project. So this past few months, he was having his last papers, his university. So hopefully by early next year, it should be more available. Then we can kick off the project.
I'm gonna drive to one of our transhumanist locations on Tuesday with Bo. So yeah, Bo and I were doing a road trip down to Eden. Ironically, it's part of New South Wales. It's on the border of New South Wales and Victoria in Australia. So it's a 6-hour drive. So very similar to Armadale, where we went to just earlier with Lisa's brother. Yeah, that's where transhumanist guy named Leo is staying, and yeah, we'll be looking to set up shop and do some hackathons there and help with his ag tech endeavors. And we'll start building out some of the IoT that he's using for automating the farm there. So it's all about how do you detect different temperatures and health of the plants, and to then eventually to have robots do the farming as well with the farm bots set up. So yeah, we'll be doing some hacking over there the next 3 days, and Bo will have some time as well to start working on the IoTech stuff too. So imagine almost like a Farmville for IoTech as well.
Yeah. I'm just going to mention a bit of the IoTech project and its significance for our project, just for new members from the community. So what we're trying to do is to link our smartwatches, smart weight scales, and on other IoT devices to the blockchain. You know, IoTex is a project. It's a blockchain project that has recently just launched their interface, the WebStream system, which enables other projects, to link devices to the blockchain. And the good thing about the WebStream is you literally can build on any blockchain, not just on IoTex. So you can build on Ethereum, you can build on Binance, right, and other blockchains. I mean, if we launch our own Transhuman blockchain, we can use WebStream to still connect our devices to our blockchain. So that's a great system. So what we're trying to do is to make sure that our members, you know, I mean, that was our initial promise. Our members will be able to track health health data on the blockchain. They'll be able to sell if they do desire those data in exchange for money, you know, and they could get tokens, you know, TSC when they do right things like sleep well, you know, exercise and all of that stuff. So what the project entails is that it would give us that technology, that platform to execute those ideas. So hopefully once it comes to life, you know, then we'll be able to start selling those smartwatches. You know, we have them in stock. When Peter was here, we gave him some of them to take to Australia. There's a few pieces, and we do have. We also do have the Transhuman coins, physical coins. You know, the physical coins. The idea is to also link them to the blockchain before we start shipping them out. So they can have like your blockchain metadata tags. You know, that will give it real value on the blockchain. Yeah, so Peter, I think.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Charles. Yeah, and I think the shop here, as you can see, we're able to you know, have all the items there too. That's our payments side.
Coming along slowly with Mr. Uchi.
There's the coin there. It's our smart weights as well. There's the smartwatch here. Right, there's the AI Bluetooth body weighing scale. And yeah, so that's the iTex one. The P2P exchange, which is subject to regulatory approvals in South Africa. So waiting for that to launch that one. The Africa Rare Ubuntu land, that's happening next year as well. You can see this is the Africa Rare map, where they've got the likes of MTN, they've got Cyberkongs, they've got the likes of I think it was Nedbank as well. Nedbank's over here. So just building out the ecosystem, and of course they've got Transhuman Coin here next to Man-Made Productions. So this is kind of like the sandbox in Decentraland, where we'll be building out our metaverse presence here. And we'll have our meetups virtually here as well, and be able to do some one-on-one initial consults for healthcare, for longevity. And we'll be able to also do things like technology consults as well. So if you want to find more about emerging technologies, like, you know, what's coming up on 2023, you can have some educational sessions there as well. There's quite a few predictions that's starting to come out already for 2023. We've got who was it? Got Peter Diamandis. Predictions. We did a few overviews as well. LinkedIn. He's the founder of Singularity University with Ray Kurzweil, and also of X Prize. So he's been very active in writing some of the articles on LinkedIn. And actually, I think it was just recently, he was talking about asking Twitter. You know, futures like Ray Kurzweil predict that we'll reach brain-computer interfaces in the early 2030s. Would you agree? Elon's like, sooner. Of course, he would say sooner. So 2030s, right? It's only a decade away. This one, the top breakthroughs of 2022. So synthesizing life without sperm or eggs, 100% remission of early stage rectal cancer in all patients, breakthroughs in vaccine for the malaria and all influenza strains, AI predictions on known protein structures from DeepMind and Meta, so it's with AlphaFold and the others. Organs revived in dead pigs, right? And now we have the $200 human genome sequence. So it used to be, I think it was hundreds of millions of dollars when it was first invented per sequence, and now it's down to $200 today. Yeah, crazy stuff. This is like in terms of the age of abundance that we're heading towards. And one other thing on AI and also brain-computer interfaces. This is, start popping these into the chat if you guys want to check out some more. The top 22 breakthroughs. The other one. Yes, here. This is the Ask Me Anything. So we've got a few competitors in the BCI space as well. So I was having a chat with Dr. David Sinclair. Humans have no age limit. Here we go. The megatrends for BCIs. So thoughts on AIs. So megatrend number 10, connecting your brain to the cloud. So 2 examples in the immediate and obvious applications: stroke patients using BCI to write, and paralyzed patients can now type on an iPhone. Long-term implications is increasing human intelligence, right? If you think in Google, and also the promise of augmented humans. So instead of AI versus augmented humans, it's AI and humans.
Mm.
And the history of it is, you know, we've already got cochlear implants to help people hear better, but deep brain stimulation to help sort of with people with brain disorders like Parkinson's. And then now we've got 5 leading BCI companies that are working on this. So BlackRock Neurotech, not necessarily the BlackRock investment arm, right? This is the neurotechnology. They've been doing this since a while back, since 2008. Of course, we've got Neuralink since 2018. Paradromics, so this is one based on, they've done a 1600 palladium iridium microwires. So as of 2021, the company's prototype devices demonstrate electrical recording from over 30,000 electrode channels in the sheep cortex. So they've really got into sheep there. And they're aiming to reach humans sometime next year as well. Reach humans sometime next year. And this one, Synchron, was actually invested by Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. And in 2021, they received US FDA approval to conduct human clinical trials for a permanent implantable BCI. So they're one of the first to get this new generation, next generation BCI technology, which actually goes through the jugular veins, so to avoid the invasive brain surgery. So you actually don't need brain surgery to do this. It goes through the jugular vein, and it actually allows people to essentially go through this, you know, just without having to open your scalp. And it goes through the blood vessels, essentially. It's one of the brain's major blood vessels inserted through there. Yeah, it's 4 centimeter tubular ladders of electrodes. So yeah, and then you get that wireless transmitter that is embedded in the patient's chest. So it sort of transmits in the chest there. And of course, you got Kernel, which is non-invasive. That's created by Brian Johnston. And this is just something you put on your head, which is kind of looks very futuristic. Makes you kind of look like an alien, but right now it's like a bicycle helmet. It can get to, you know, pretty good measurements. I don't think it'll get full to the level of Neuralink, but it's called Flow. But it reduces expensive room size equipment to a device the size of a bicycle helmet, essentially. And you're able to measure things like, are you focusing right? Are you in a state of flow in your work? And yeah, that's sort of the state of BCIs right now. And then, of course, AI. Yeah, so independent of humans, I think AI is just going to keep on accelerating. Yeah, lots to look forward to next year. And I think transhumanism is just going to become more and more mainstream. As you can see, people are already understanding what artificial general intelligence is through these discussions about ChatGPT and GPT-4, and then what this whole cyborg and transhuman future, transhuman era that we're walking into with brain-computer interfaces that are coming up as well.
I think ChatGPT did the magic this year.
That's right.
Someone said the amazing thing about ChatGPT is that the number of people use, I mean, the kind of people using it, I know your regular techie guys, and like the average person, right? The conspiracy theorists, they're embracing it, and the trick is that these were people who formerly criticized AI, and all of that, robotics and all of that. So, but when they begin to use it in real life, in solving real life problems, then they realize that, oh wow, that was actually stupid. I mean, this is the solution.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. It's amazing.
That's right. And don't forget, finally, around the metaverse, it's going to be even more ridiculous, right? Just in terms of like people will not be able to tell the difference between what's real and what's virtual. I think, yeah, remember you were trying the VR headsets. That device is like 2 years old, right, Charles? And the next one, the Quest 3 is coming out in June next year, and that's going to be double the quality in terms of the new chip. They have the new AR2 chip, and that's going to start to get to the same level of fidelity as you're getting out of a PC. I'll show you what the metahumans are going to start to look like, right? This is already from, say, a year ago. You've seen the quality of these like video games where you can now just create digital avatars as well, like the new Avatar movie, right? So right now you can create your own metahumans. Like this. This is the, if you guys have a chance to do it, you can use this via the web. You don't need a GPU to do it, but you can go to metahumans and create an account and try to make your own metahuman using a creator's license. Yeah, then join the beta. So you can start creating the equivalent of this. Right, so our avatars will start to become sort of indistinguishable from humans. Right, you start with the face, kind of like Cyberpunk, and you add the hair, you add the different sort of scalpings to your face. In fact, I created my own this morning as well. I was just trying to make the face a little bit better. But my account should be showing in here. Close a few tabs here. So these you seem like Avatar Way of Water, right? Like people are just like, that just looks real. So this is the high fidelity digital humans, and now it's all drag and drop. So when you sign in, essentially launch the app here. I wonder if my computer can run it. Let's see. Should be all cloud-based as well. So because once you've created this meta-human, you can take this everywhere in the virtual worlds. Right? So first starting out, the next step of this is just to scan your face without having to manually scalp the face as well. And just about every one of us be able to create our own avatars, just like we can now.
Peter, aren't you afraid of a world of avatars?
Yeah.
An anonymous world.
Yeah. You can't tell if it's real or not, right?
Yeah.
Like all they need is a photo, right? Just like with Mid-Journey. Just create this 3D version of you. And you can do the voice synthesizers as well. There's an app called Voice AI Pro, voice.ai. And you can use this to simulate anyone's voice, like anyone popular can train their voice. So if you have a recording of them, you can clone their voice, basically. They've got, I think it was like Barack Obama is the official one, the default. Just in case. Yeah. Where's the AI Obama? Yeah, they've already made these ones, like the AI voice changer. It looks like this. Well, that's loading. So yeah, you essentially record there, and the output comes out as Obama, right? And you can actually use the app to train other people's voices. Right? Too bad you guys can't hear the audio there, right? So this is me. Well, I'm trying to make it better, but like it's pretty hard. I've got to put some clothes on as well, so I've got to like make sure it's safe for work. So the way you do it is you can scout these different points. So you can make the nose bigger, smaller. You can make the mouth. You can just go on the side. You can go up or down. So scalp the face like that. But yeah, the better way to do it would be just to upload a photo with all those different angles, and it should automatically create the different shapes for you. And then you just go happy and get them to surprised.
That looks like you.
Yeah.
He's just realized to make it.
Yeah, definitely when it's small eyes smiling. It's like I've got to get the mouth and chin right. I think I got the chin's not quite there. And then you got angry, fearful, and there's some other like I don't think I've only got underwear on. Let me put some clothes on. Hang on, this top here. Yeah, cover the pants on. And then yeah, you can do some poses like this. This is the
nice.
Just randomly checking himself out. And then you got random facial expressions. I think he's getting bored. You can get it to do like various poses. This is artistic pose. The emotional pose. He's gonna upset there. So he's got the fashion pose. Peaceful pose. Sporty pose. Yeah, fighting pose. A little bit serious there. Yeah. You got the expressions. I think you can get high fidelity. It's just that this is the web version. So you're using a virtual compute from Epic, basically. So many different sads and angries. Yeah. Fear B is actually shaking there, amazed. Yeah, but yeah. So once you've created your own face, you can then download it as a metahuman. You do this to the export. Export.
Does it spot the different versions of you?
Yeah, or it's just that version. So it's a metahuman file. So it's like a MHMN file, and then you can load that into your Unreal Engine 5 setup. So that way you can use that model in any of your Unreal Engine games or virtual worlds that are built out. So say if Mick builds on Unreal Engine later on, I think he's on Unity at the moment, but if it's an Unreal Engine, then we'll be able to use our own avatars in the worlds that he builds. And I know you can see right now it's like kind of like low fidelity because he just wants to make it more accessible. But yeah, you just hit this export mesh, you'll be able to load that in to his Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, MHB, sorry. MHB file.
Makes sense.
So yeah, so then you can also do a mocap, so motion capture, to make this your avatar in real time as well. Yeah, all this is on the metaverse build, so next year is going to be pretty amazing. All of this just becoming so accessible. So you guys can try that out right now at that MetaHuman link in the chat. Yeah,
there's an app on Google Play and Apple Store. Done.ai. It is good, big, but what they've done is they've monetized an API like you just showed us. What's it called? The API.
Yeah, kind of like spatial. Yeah. Like spatial, you just take a photo and it just creates the avatar for you too. Like Ready Player Me. Yeah. Yeah. Did you try the Lensa one as well?
Not yet.
Yeah. Lensa, I think, was one of the more accessible ones where you can create lots of different photos of yourself. It's like breaking the internet at some point. Ready Player Me. Ready Player Me will get to that level of metahumans one day as well. But yeah, Lensa. And so the app itself wasn't doing that great because it's just another filter app, but then it incorporated the AI generated art called Magic Avatars. And then all of a sudden it just blew up on the internet. So all these magic avatars just turned into, got viral, like influence. Everyone was able to create their own different Lensa images.
It's crazy how the world is embracing, avatars and unreal images of themselves. Sort of, we're just tired of we are not bored of our real selves,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think vanity definitely plays a part in demand, right? Consumer adoption. Either makes any filters. It's why it's so hard to resist turning your selfies into Lensa AI art.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's all these different themes, right? All these different styles. It just makes it easy. So that way you don't have to go to Midjourney's Discord app and then put in your own prompt for these things. It just works. I think accessibility is a big thing, which is why I think with Transhuman Coin, we still have lots of opportunity to make it more accessible to the public through the likes of Stripe and MoonPay and all those integrations to make it easier for people to buy Transhuman Coin. Because it's all about user experiences and things like that. But yeah, in the meantime, we're trying to do OTC deals, right, Charles?
Yeah. So if you're interested in holding TSC and you've been looking for to seek the opportunity, we are open now. We're trying to fund the Transvision conference in Spain. It held last 2 months, October, November, and one of the sponsors. So they said is trying to do an OTC deal to fund them, to fund that deal.
Yeah, I think we can offer special prices for an OTC deal. That way, people can buy it and not make the price go up too much, right? That way, they're not forcing against the liquidity pool as well. Yeah. But we need to find real transhumanists as well. Make sure they're long-term holders.
Yeah.
They did the biostasis first response. I think we got some of the photos, right, from Transvision Madrid. So this is training people how to make sure if they want to go into, say, Alcor, if they're an Alcor patient, that they want to go into cryonics. And you're going to make sure that they're kept in the right conditions to be transported over to the Alcor or cryogenics. See. New biostasis facilities start in Australia, Southern Cryonics, and Switzerland. Tomorrow Cryos. Let's close these. Objective of the meeting: introduce attendees to the basics of BFR. Biostasis first response. People were experimenting on, taught skills on how to maintain biostasis so that they could be safely transported. Different kinds of stabilization procedures, compare patient transport and shipping options, teach the basics of perfusion. I was watching the Avatar movies again, and I just remember they also had the cryonics, or it was more the hypersleep chambers. Like a 5-year journey. And they said, when you're in cryo, you don't dream because, all your brain transmissions are also frozen in time. They pause all the signals, electrical activity in the brain, so there's no dreaming. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Avatar. Yeah, that arrival scene. It's like he's awakening after 5 years of cryo.
Mm.
Cryo, you don't dream at all. Doesn't feel like 6 years. I mean, we're gonna need it for space travel, but I don't know if humans will be traveling to space in the form that we're in. It'll probably just be merged with the AI robots and things like that. It's much faster to travel at the speed of light as a signal than it is to travel as matter.
Yeah.
And the weight loss is fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much can stimulate your body to still exercise while you're sleeping. That'd be the dream.
Well, I was just thinking, like, I go to sleep and I wake up 16 hours later, and it doesn't feel like it's 16 hours later. It just feels like I just went to sleep. So 5 years, I think I could adjust with that. Wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
Just be catching up all the sleep I've lost. imagery to inspire.
It's crazy. This is 13 years ago when they made this movie. Yeah, the way of water, the graphics are even more impressive, right? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think let's see if there's any questions from the community. We can probably do an expression of interest as well for the OTC transfer for the Transvision. I think we're looking to raise 2,000 US. That way we can get fiat, because Transvision, it's very strict in Spain. They only accept fiat and they can't accept crypto.
Yeah.
Do you have any, Charles? Anyone in the community want to have a chat?
Yeah, I think Andrew has a couple of contacts from the last guy who put during the tip. And
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could have a deal. I do have a couple of people, who's been interested, and I'm going to just explain this better for the community members. So what SAB does, SAB holds a wallet, the Transhuman Fund wallet, right? That wallet funds transhumanist events, research, and development of scientific projects. Now, what we do is when we have proposals, we do OTC sales. The initial plan was to sell through centralized exchanges, using market makers, so as not to impact so much on the charts, right? And that's the strategy to fund those research, developments, and events, and all of that. But currently, with the level of, I would say, fraud in centralized exchanges and all of that, so we are a bit careful with what and how we deal with the exchanges we are listed on. We're listed on Asbit and Coinsbit. I was saying to Peter, we both were laughing at it, at how those guys deceived us. I mean, the guys at Asbit, right? We later found out that the owners of Coinsbit, the owner of Coinsbit also owns Asbit. That's crazy. So we ended up like listing in two exchanges owned by, the same company. And those guys charged us. They took, especially Asbit, they made high promises. They are gonna, they did the MM Pro, right? The market making pro farming, but then they were not efficient. I think some of our holders still have their TSC on MM Pro. The staking on Asbit is crazy. It's nonsense. It doesn't work. And unfortunately, they can't refund us. They can't pay us back what we paid for the listing. But that's just how crazy, centralized exchanges are, and they are giving crypto a bad name. Most bad actors are just from the sex industry. So we are currently just using OTC deals to still fund those projects. We do have a $25,000 US grant from IoTex, and that money is going to be used to fund that's what's going to fund the IoTex development. So literally, the developer team and all of that, would work within the 25,000 USD budget. So I'm just trying to give us a breakdown of how we fund projects, events. With the TAFD guys, they accepted Transhuman Coin payment, and I think, Peter, we funded with 2,000 USD too, right?
Yeah, last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Charles. Those OTC deals, I can't remember. Did they bypass the 6% transaction fee or not? I can't remember.
I think the
no.
transfers, yeah, they don't. No.
Yeah. I mean, literally every transfer kills that tax. Yeah.
I was thinking more on the perspective of the purchaser. So when they purchase, they pay a price and they receive an amount in their pocket or in their wallet. So from the buyer's perspective, the price that they're paying to the amount of coins they're receiving, to them, they're not paying the 6% fee like they would be when purchasing through PancakeSwap.
That's right. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, they just get what they get paid for, what they pay for.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. So for anyone who might be interested in saving 6% on a buy, an OTC deal would be the way to do it.
Yeah, and that's really just to fund the Transvision Jose at their conference there.
Yeah, so last year too, we paid them in fiat. We paid them 2,000, not actually US. We paid, I think that was 2,000. Was it pounds?
Euros. Yeah, last year.
Euros. Yeah, euros.
Oh yeah, euros are slightly lower now compared to USD.
Yeah,
convenient.
but this year he wants USD.
Oh, he wants USD. Yeah, actually, USD is still worth less than euro. So that's good. That's still worth.
But what I was thinking, Peter, is, we didn't get to speak at Transhuman Conference, right?
That's true.
We didn't get to speak. We had no representation at the conference, right? And I don't think we should be expected to pay the same amount we paid last year. Because we weren't featured. I mean, besides the fact that they had our logos and all of that in the backgrounds, but I was expecting more that we're gonna get a slot, to say, okay, you present virtually. I was supposed to be there. Yeah, I was supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, we did come in, and the arrival of the invitation letter, it came very late. I mean, we got it like 2 weeks or so before. So the time to apply was quite limited.
Yeah, the visa couldn't be processed in time as well.
Yeah. So I needed 40 days to process the visa.
Why do they make it so hard? It's going to be hard to make those world travels happen. We need 40 days for each location.
Huh? 18 months in advance warning for mine. So
yeah, that's right.
And that's actually why we should have. We should have the events, an event portal on our website, so our holders can check up events around the world and know the right time to apply for visas.
Yeah.
Piro did apply from Turkey, but I'm not sure he was able to complete get his visa before the event.
Oh, I just saw the photos from the meetup in Cameroon. Was it? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, and we're incentivizing it through reimbursing for the banners as well. So yeah, we can put the meetups in the portal as well, in the events portal.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good idea. Yeah, you're right. We didn't get much of a representation at Transvision this year. Last year was good. I think last year we got to speak at least, and we had, was it David over there? Yeah.
So we can have that conversation. I mean, we should set up a meeting with Dr. Jose, and try to share these sentiments. Especially after to the community, to convey those sentiments back to him.
Yeah,
and we also want from our community to know exactly this is your sentiments too.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, it would have been good if we were able to go there in person, but not this year. I think we can make it a bigger event next year. Might be able to go there in person.
Yeah.
2023. We could start the summits planning. We could start planning for the 2024 as to include them as part of the conference and the World Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely it's usually straight after the longevity summit, huh? It's usually got the aging research one, longevity summit, and then transvision Madrid. So that'll go into Joburg and South Africa and then Australia. And then we start all over again in terms of going to the US for Vegas, CES, and San Francisco. And getting a visit to the Alcor labs in January, that'd be really great. So for all the Transhuman Coin holders, getting them to access Alcor.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You can check out SpaceX as well. We got Boca Chica is where they have the whole SpaceX base, starbase.
Mm-hmm.
And then South by, like, I'm not sure if you guys been in Austin, but that's always crazy. Last time, that's where I met Max Moore in person, because he was speaking there with a couple of people that were working with Kernel. He was speaking on transhumanism. The Kernel guys were there. There's also another event that's happening, and the transhumanists had good representation at South by all the time. It was Martine Rothblatt was there. Because, yeah, like I said, the tech breakthroughs for transhumanism are just going to accelerate every single day. So, like, we're going to need almost like a monthly check-in, right? If not fortnightly, just in terms of the breakthroughs that are going on. Like, I can't keep up. It's just all over my feed. I do this for a living. So it's ridiculous. To be able to document all this as well and share it with the community, through the YouTube channels and also through your live streams and through our community calls like today. I think that's going to be a huge benefit for the Transhuman Coin holders.
And I think by next year we should be able to have monthly, or at least quarterly meetings with the community. Just engage on emerging technologies, new projects. We do have Seb and Dave meetings, and we have this kind of chats, where we review technologies and great ideas. I think just start incorporating the community in such conversations.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Could even do the StreamYard type for the community. Yeah, get everyone to do the live stream. But these meetups, these online ones through Google Meet, where they're able to participate as well. I think that's a good way to do it, because then they can contribute, ask questions. Did anyone have any questions, by the way? If you did, you can put it into the chat or take yourself off mute and ask them away. But this way you get the most out of these calls and engage with us and ask us questions around what's coming up.
Like I tell them in the THC Collective call every week, if we want to have a community conversation, the community must be involved. Can't be just one person talking.
Yeah.
G2G. See him pop in chats all the time.
Is G2G still here?
Yeah, it's been here since the start, right?
I'm still here, so good morning,
voices, guys. We need to hear your voices. Come on. Like, we want to hear you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Now listen, guys.
I'm just a G2G.
Oh, young, are you G2G?
Yes, I'm G2G. Good morning, sir.
I didn't know.
Oh, that's right. You guys have really been here since. It's great to learn from the big bosses.
Exactly.
Thanks to him.
It's great to have you
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we've
Right.
got
So,
a.
Peter, the community call. I'm also suggesting that we can make them on Telegram also. If who
Yeah.
controls, the Telegram community group can open up a community call over there, like the ones we do in the collective and the other ones. Then people, because me are based in Nigeria here, we know that most of our users, the Nigerian base majority doesn't even know how to use the Google Meet. They'll prefer it being Telegram, and also majority doesn't even come up online. They get the information from Charles' page. Whenever Charles drops it, it's a link containing concerns Transhuman Coin. That's when you see them making a comment in the group. Apart from that, they are off. So, but if we can bring in the Telegram group every weekend, we see that they'll get to know about what's happening.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes, something like do like a once a month Telegram. Stream. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Hey, cool, Kick. You know how to set up the streams, right? It was
Yeah, we can do it in the chat. We just need
fine,
to change the permissions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charles, we could just change the permissions in the chat to the stream from there. And I think I've got you just got to have the desktop app, and you should be able to just access it, right?
I think the only person who needs the desktop app is the one who starts the stream. Everyone else can join with mobile.
Yeah.
In general, for our community calls, we don't bother using video because considering everyone who's in the call is making sure not to go through all their data, we just stop using video and just have voice only just to save people data.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll join on the desktop just so I can share screens and go through some of the latest tech.
I don't know how to use the mobile app personally. I can't use it. Must use the desktop interface. So much better.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's do that because we could have our SAB calls and then afterwards turn that into the community call. So after the SAB calls in the morning, then it'll give time for people to wake up and then join the community calls. Yeah, it sounds like a good plan. So the next one will be, I think it's in our calendar already. The next one is on February. Oops. Yeah, February 20. No, it's January 28th. January 28th. That's when the next one is. 28 Jan. Same time as this. This time. Community call. So maybe around from 13 minutes from now. So on the hour. So we have the SAB call at. Oh no! So we have the SAB call usually like 2 hours before this, right? Yeah, we'll give everyone two. So this way it gives us a buffer. Yeah, 2 hours after the SAB call.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
I do have a question. I don't know if I'm drawing everyone back. The following, I actually got into Transhuman Coin because of Dr. Chat. As I said, I came into I follow him, I follow every of his BD. I'm a hidden disciple. So anything he says I should do, I do without even him being aware of it. So for some time now, the Transhuman Coin, I'm actually selling any day he says we should sell. That's to tell you how I'm following him. If you should say I should sell in my next one, that's what I'm selling. Because I've followed a lot of his teachings and they have really, really changed the way I think and the way I see things. So coming to the question I want to ask, we checked the time and there was an taking and asked for structures and all that. I would want to know if, because I removed Transhuman Coin from my wallet so that I wouldn't even be seeing it. I'm just waiting for Dr. Charles call to say sell. After him saying sell, I'm not looking at it. So I actually want to know if, because there was a promise to give some airdrop to people that staked and have refused to sell. I want to know if that has been done. Thank you.
Not yet. It won't be distributed until the 90-day mark after the attack, because that way everyone still has to wait out the minimum stake period, or the 90-day stake period. You know, so keep it fair. We all have to wait till that 90-day period, and that includes me, because I was one of the stakers. You know, so yeah, I'll let you know, and we will announce into the channel when it's done, and into the chat group, to be sure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Young, there's something you said about waiting for Charles to tell you to sell your crypto. In the crypto world, you don't rely on someone to give you direction on what to do when on assets. Okay, you just need to follow your mind. Yeah, you understand.
I have
You know,
community I educate. I know what I'm just being sarcastic about what I'm saying. I'm trying to elaborate on how I follow his biddings. I'm not actually saying he handles my portfolio or tells me when to sell and when not to sell. I have a community of more than 1,000 people that follow me. So I'm actually being sarcastic about what I'm saying. I follow him vividly as far as this Transhuman Coin is concerned. And I'm not selling anytime soon. I even deleted it from my wallet. So it's just there. Anytime I see an additional fund, I buy and remove. I buy and remove. I buy and remove. I'm not talking about taking profit or him being my portfolio manager. It's far from it. I was just being sarcastic.
Just showing the love.
all right, thanks.
Awesome. And I must appreciate you, Young, for that compliment. And I just need to say this also, with Transhuman Coin and with calls like this, what we're trying to achieve is to bring our holders closer to the vision of the project, right? And which is actually paramount, in the project, not the markets, the charts, and all of that stuff, with that in mind, once you have the vision of the project in mind, you would be able to tell where or when to, sell, to buy, or why you should buy. In fact, the major thing is why. Your why should be defined. Why am I buying Transhuman Coin? If you're buying Transhuman Coin just for profit, is a wrong thing to do, because you could lose money. You know what I mean? But if you are looking at, Peter just made presentations of emerging technologies and all of that stuff. If you're looking at Transhuman Coin in the next 10 years, and transhumanism, basically the ideology behind Transhuman Coin in the next 5-10 years, I think you then be proud of, you would be proud of the decisions you're making. It's basically about the role that we as a project, as a community, will be playing in the coming years in the world that is coming, and the dark world is upon us, literally. What AI is doing right now, and the Neuralink projects and all of that, once we start investing in those projects and start owning IPs, and shares in those projects, then we're going to see the bigger picture, right? We're going to see the bigger picture. And currently, everyone right now is just an early adopter. We are early birds in the project and in the movement. The bigger picture is still unfolding, right? It's still unfolding. So with the call to when to sell and all of that, I would never make such calls. That's the truth. I'll never make such calls. But I would always say, stay close to emerging technologies. While we are here, I've got a lot of ideas, like not just like I've got business ideas. While we're talking, I took my phone and I was looking up for Meta Woods, because I discovered that, oh, crazy, this is crazy. The world slowly is going to move away from Hollywood actors and Nollywood actors when this AI begins to make movies and all of that. So we need to think faster, And look, I checked for new domain names right here. I checked for new domain names like MetaWood taken. MetaWood.com, MetaWood.net. I'm like, so guys are thinking ahead of time. These domains have been taken like many years ago. That just shows you that we are way behind time. Like what you're thinking right now is someone's past. You know what I mean? You know, so what we're trying to achieve with Transhuman Coin is to get, our holders and transhumanists, up to date, like, to catch up with where the world is going and be investors in those emerging technologies. And before now, this is the other aspect, this problem we're solving. Before now, these industries have only been, they've been in the control of billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and the rest of them. They control the biotech, longevity, BMI, that's the brain machine interface industries, right? They've never been open to like the normal guys like us, right? And what we're doing with Transhuman Coin and the transhumanist movement is to say, it's like a DAO, as a community, as a project, we can pool resources together and become investors, a collective investors in like Neuralink. I would want to invest in Neuralink, honestly. I'm just saying, but I mean, I want to invest in their computer. I think those guys are going to be, they could put up a smart competition for Elon Musk. I mean, the guys who are non-invasive and, he's from my VP, right, Peter?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Synchron.
But
and those guys.
Yeah, but we should, in the coming year to come, we should have grown to that level where we're going to start owning such projects or such a part of those companies or those inventions, and the funds from those, I mean, the return on investment from those Transhuman Coin held shares will be pushed back to the liquidity, right? It will be pushed back to the liquidity to increase the value of holders of Transhuman Coin. So what we're going to be saying is more, to convert more in the coming days, So in summary, we are early adopters, and it's okay if we still don't get the whole picture, but hold, there is more to come. We are getting somewhere.
Yeah, that's awesome, brother. Yeah, we've got a question in the chat as well. So the second question is on how can THC team, so the first one, how can THC foster partnerships and collaborations? What effort is THC team making to identify companies, organizations that have a potential use case for the THC asset and approach them to discuss potential partnership? So I'm assuming you're talking about the approach to get funded by THC. I'll just share my screen here. That is the question, isn't it? So let me just find the responses sheet. So we've got a Google form at the moment, which is this one. So if you have a potential project, you submit this to the form, a type form, and you tell us about your transhuman project, and we draft to you for approved funding. So far we need to further analyze these for the right types of projects. But as you can see, there's all sorts of different projects that have been approached. So one of them's someone working in the oil and gas sphere, gas producing crude oil for the use of mankind. Top-notch fashion we're committed to and make fashion cheaper, more available, high quality. One's on a medical geology, it's used for applications for health in Nigeria. Yeah, lots of great credentials. So these are sort of the things that the SAB team will be looking through to identifying good ones to essentially fund with Transhuman Coin. And just like the ones that Charles was talking about, these could be the projects that will be competing with the likes of Neuralink or working in AI and biotech and nanotech. So these are the ones that we want to start to invest in to be able to take on that as we get to that singularity moment over the next 22 years. The singularity is nearer, and we're going to see these projects like this becoming more and more coming online here. So this one's looking at transition to metal complexes and medical applications. This one's looking at using directly photo-damaging DNA, so looking at potential cures for that, anti-cancer and antibacterial therapeutic leads. So yeah, these are the ways. This is a community way to get in. We're also approaching directly with organizations like Lifespan.io and the likes of the SENS Foundation and Afro Longevity, right? And through Aubrey Gray and Dr. David Sinclair. So these are the sort of ones that the largest side of organizations that we're looking to partner with. And of course, Charles has talked to IoTex as well on the technology side, integrating that into the blockchain solutions.
And currently, we have funded GoGoTech.
And GoGoTech as well, the autonomous wheelchair companies. They just had Melinda Gates ride them as well. So they're making a video to publish on their website. So Melinda Gates is Bill Gates' ex-wife, who leads the Melinda Gates Foundation, and so essentially we're testing out the electric wheelchairs there for eventually being able to make that more accessible to the rest of the world. How can THC team?
We can just share a list of the companies or projects we've funded and we're in partnership with, like the Fox G1 in Australia, and GoGoTech, and the movie guys.
Yeah, Fox G1. So they're looking at a cure for the particular gene for Fox G1, which impacts the children that are born with that particular genetic trait, and it sort of actually slows down the development of the brain. So if you're able to identify this gene, you'll be able to, in the future, CRISPR it out to edit out that gene in the embryos. But if it's already embedded into a child, they're looking at doing gene therapy to remove that particular trait. And hopefully that brings the child back to normal and have a healthy upbringing as well. So the Fox G1 in Australia, then there's Fox G1 globally. So they're all sort of connected entities there. And then we've got, sort of the longevity films. So we've got, likes of Tim over there as the director. Sort of the last generation to die. So creating the likes of what Lifespan is doing with the YouTube channels to make longevity more mainstream, to understand healthy life extension. And so for people to overcome this whole narrative that aging can't be treated like a disease. They think it's a natural way of things. You have to use the basic types of films and pop culture and sci-fi, just like Avatar is doing for transhumanism, right? Sort of science fiction, but turning that into a more educational series so that they talk about actual research that's happening today and what's coming next year and the next decade, that will make a practical impact on longevity. So people really will fund this even more, and that sort of virtuous cycle of success breeds more success, and also attention and awareness and advocacy. So that's sort of what we're trying to achieve with that fund as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, so the next question there. So how can THC team work with media outlets or influence to get the word out about the asset and the answer questions from the public? Yeah, so it's kind of like that. The types of, I don't know, Charles, on the influence side, we haven't sort of seen the same ROI for some of those influencer ones.
Yeah.
The shillers, the crypto shillers and things like that.
Yeah. The truth is, we had a couple of them. There is this guy, he's quite popular. He's on Twitter. We had a Twitter space session with him the other time.
Travlad.
Yeah, Travlad.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the biggest.
Yeah.
And we had this session with him, and it wasn't quite noticeable. You know what I mean? And then he came behind and was asking for a deal with us so he can influence and all of that stuff. But like, he's literally begging to influence for us because he's seen the potentials in the project. But personally, and from our side, as you know, the management team of Transhuman Coin, honestly speaking, we do not see, you know, Transhuman Coin as that kind of project that should be shielded by such kind of people, right? We're trying to more get like, you know, leaders of the scientific and technology industry, right? Trying to work so hard to build our system, our ecosystem, to attract their attention. When people like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or, you know, the guys at Silicon Valley begin to pay attention to our technology and our ecosystem, just like they're paying attention to IoTeX right now. IoTeX is in Silicon Valley, right? And they're not being shielded by just your normal Twitter shillers, which just does pump and dump. They just pump the project and then everyone is selling. And we've had those kind of things, you know, where we had bull runs, but that's not the base. That's not the foundation of a strong project. You know, a strong project must have massive adoption by reason of its technologies, you know, by reason of its, you know, solutions, the use cases, you know, and that's what we're trying to build. We're building more than trying to make, or, you know, to make movements in our charts, right? So
yeah, Orbit Gray, the likes of Orbit Gray, you know,
yeah,
that is the prominent one. But those are the kind of people we wanted to be able to.
Yeah. Oprah is currently on our scientific advisory board right now. I mean, we had the induction for him last few months, you know. So when Oprah began to show interest in, I mean, he's in already. So through him, we could have the guys at Silicon Valley who respect him so much, you know. But my biggest fear, I know I'd just like to communicate my fears, you know. My biggest fear is if we have attention, right, from the big guys and they come in and we have not built a strong ecosystem. That's my biggest fear. Because, you know, I hate to be unprepared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, after November last year, I discovered that, oh, guys, we could, like we mooned last November, you know. Our market cap was literally over 17 million to 90 to $80 million last November. But that was short-lived. That was short-lived, you know. And what we need to do more is to build, right? So that when we moon next, you know, we don't have to fall again. We just stay right there because people see value in us.
Yeah, exactly. You know, to build that ecosystem. That's why sort of getting the IoTeX partnerships and the Africa Rare launch and the eStore and the P2P exchange all up and running. We can start earning as well. I think with the Sahara skills integration is going to be given opportunity for people to earn Transhuman Coin through designing, you know, with their skills online, whether it's creating websites or doing cybersecurity. You know, we're using the tools like, you know, what we've seen as well from what we're trying to investigate ourselves for fraudulent activity. So cybersecurity consulting as well. Be able to earn Transhuman Coin for that.
So, I don't think that answers your question to what you plan to do. Influencers. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy that a project like ours is saying we don't need the travelers. I mean, these are people that literally chase after. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but I mean that's what just makes us transparent. We are crazy people. We think in a crazy way.
Go ahead, yeah.
Thank you very much. I still want to ask another question. Are there plans for continuity? I happen to be involved in a project like that, and the ideas happened to be very, very good and promising. But in the long run, the key guy that was pioneering the project had some issues with his health, and that was the end of the whole project. In continuity, peradventure, anything happens. Thank you.
Yeah, so the question was about continuity, key man risk, things, those issues around, you know, making sure that Transhuman Coin as a project, you know, is like indefinitely into the future, right? Like it also has its longevity, right? That's right.
I'm just going to quickly say something, which we have been working in the background of. Koke, Peter, and I have in our last sub meeting, right? We agreed to transfer the Transhuman Fund wallet to a decentralized wallet, a Genesis safe, right? And that will be controlled by the key people in the sub, which comprises of Andrew. You have a list of those people.
Yeah, so the likes of Dr. Aubrey Gray, Jose Cordero, and then, the likes of Dr. Avinash Singh, who chairs it.
Talking about
so this way.
Yeah, and to be honest, we won't say who is actually holding what keys, just for security purposes. But it will be held by multiple signatures where multiple parties have to agree before anything gets put forward, before any transactions are confirmed.
And this way it sort of helps us that transition into the DAO as well, because eventually that Gnosis safe wallet will be governed by the DAO for the SAB wallet. And that way the DAO can vote on which projects get funded through the P2P exchange, the valid.finance website. All the sort of kind of like snapshot, any proposals can be submitted by any member that holds Transhuman Coin and voted on.
Yeah. And that way, the death of someone, I mean, in the most unfortunate events, right? Death of someone or the exit of someone from the project won't stop the project, but is not being controlled by, I mean, even currently, if anything happens to any of the key people in the project will continue. Even currently, like right now, So we've already set up, I mean, last year when I was very sick, I was told I had 2 days to leave, I and Peter were discussing on the reality of continuity. The reality that I may not make it, you know what I mean? And we had those deep conversations, very deep conversations. So we've put systems in place, in the case of such unfortunate events. But what now I just want to say is that by reason of passion, or the ideology behind our project, it's quite. I do not foresee that any of us, would wake up and say, "No, I'm not interested in this project." I'll tell you why. Simply because transhumanism is who we are, is our culture. It's like religion to us. I don't know how to explain that. You know what I mean? I mean, you wake up breathing technology. That's what you think. That's your life. That's what actually keeps you going. So with projects that are based on an ideology, it's just like terrorism. The reason why we can't win the war against terrorism is because it's based on an ideology. Most terrorists are fighting for their religion or for what they believe in. So it's built on, a transgenerational ideology. So as long as there are people who believe that Western education is an abomination, Boko Haram, that's actually what Boko Haram means. As long as there are people who believe it, every government is going to have to fight terrorists simply because it's an ideology. And that's why I always say to win the war against terrorism, you must start with reorientation, and that applies to us as transhumanists.
Yeah, that's totally right. And bit of echo there. Yeah, no, transhumanism is, that's our identity, right? So, and the singularity is nearer. Like I think by 2045, that's only 22 years away now, as of tomorrow. So we've got 22 years to make sure everyone isn't left behind as we go through the singularity. and make sure we can create abundance for everyone with the technology that's going to be blowing up. That's going to be exponential rate. Yeah, this is like, for me, it's going to be what I'm going to be living for. I can't think of any greater purpose as a transhumanist.
Yeah, and that's why none of us, we are not transhumanists. I mean, especially the real transhumanists is in Transhuman Coin for the profit. I mean, nobody has sold nothing. They're not interested in,
Yeah, exactly. We're doing this to promote transhumanism.
We're doing this to promote, transhumanism,
Yeah.
And we can sit on this chat for we've been here for 2 hours. We can be here for 3 hours chatting solely about technologies and getting excited about technologies.
Exactly. I just wish they would, wish we just could all, we should do this more regularly for sure. And wish we could also be there in person. So I think if we can get this, around the world connection for everyone, while streaming it live through our telegrams, getting everyone excited about transhumanism is just going to be, it's going to feel so much purpose in life for me anyway, and for the team.
Yeah. Well, Peter, from my own angle, I never adopted transhumanism. Now, I went into it right from childhood. Being exposed to some movies like EG, I'm gonna mention the Terminator. That was when I was from childhood. So my mom was like, "This guy, this is your favorite movie character," and I never know that. She never knew that she was exposing me to transhumanism, from the Terminator to the Cyborg by Van Damme, and when I compared it,
Universal Soldier Van Damme.
Where's the Transformers reference? I'm waiting for you to mention Transformers.
Yeah.
No, the Transformers started coming earlier as of adolescent age, and maybe teenage age, and coming to adulthood. But from childhood, it was the Cyborg, the Terminator. Then I was following the series. Then I was wishing that the world comes to a stage whereby man and machine mesh together. Right? Never know that in years to come, it's turned out to become a reality. Then for the crypto aspect, for the metaverse, it was this movie, Ready Player One, that exposed all how the metaverse looks like. The Ready Player One, then Valorant, and the Thousand Planet. So these movies have prophecies embedded in them. So if I should bring the transhumanism here, and I hold my bag, I'm not gonna sell. So why should I sell? Because these texts are coming up. Because I want to leave the Mars with Elon Musk as he has. So go to Mars, see if it's real, then transit to another age, and that's the of life. So if you have this ideology as an African guy, Nigerian precisely, you see that you think differently from the rest of people, and you won't rush into. You look at the project you can sell and look at the project you can sell. You're not even after any aspect. So these are things that pushes me, all right? Even my movies collection in my city, I still have all these science fiction movies, and I don't even have comedy. So it's very, I see it as a waste of time. I can sit down to watch science fiction movies for a long time and compare them to real world. So it's
that's also
I love movies.
It's going to be you're going to have an awkward life because people around there are going to think you're crazy.
Yeah.
We're all crazy together.
Right from secondary school, I was nicknamed iRobot. Well, that movie, iRobot. But right now, I found out that I have found people who think like me, so it makes me a little bit comfortable now.
Yeah, me too. It's so good to be part of that, community that can identify.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I actually come into transhumanism through, let me put it this way, since I was quite young, I happens to be someone who falls sick quite often when I was still very young, and at the time I was asking my mom, could there be no medical solutions that could just wipe off this sickness? Because every Christmas I celebrate it on the sick bed. It's just like a tradition. I fall sick on the 24th and we get healed on 27th or so. And I was asking her one time, like, wouldn't there be kind of a medical situation that can just put an end to this? And back then, we actually don't really believe in medical solutions that much. But eventually, as time goes by, we actually met a doctor who prescribed medicines, and with his help, the solution came to I got healed. And since then, I actually believe in medical solutions. If anybody should just fall sick, the first thing I'll tell you is seek medical help, because that is actually the right place to go. And since then, this has really changed. In fact, even where I stay currently, most people still don't really believe in medical solutions. But the moment I come across anybody falling sick, then I tell you is no matter the situation you face, if science fail, then just forget it. But science always have answers to them. So there's no secret science has no answers to. So people are still coming up, and many people are still yet to understand that science is actually the solution we need, but it's still part of transhumanism. Coming across Transhuman Coin or Transhuman Project, it broadens my imagination and helps me see even beyond the level I see before. Because normally before I believe the place of medicine is just to for you to take and get healed or probably get cured. But joining the transhumanism movement, I got to understand that it's way beyond that. Science is working to immortalize humans. In fact, to eradicate sickness generally, which is very great for humanity. So transhumanism itself is beyond just a movement of people who are willing to solve problems. So it's a movement working to immortalize the world itself. And Transhuman Coin, to me, I see Transhuman Coin not as something I invest my money into so I could get a return. It's something I see I invest into for the sake of the future. At least being remembered that, okay, when the transhumanism was on its peak, I was part of this movement, not just for any financial gain. That's just it.
Yeah, that's beautiful, JDJ. That's thanks so much for sharing. Yeah, that's very touching. I'm like, yeah, getting like tears here just hearing that. Thank you so much. And yeah, this is like the scientific method, and just want to get that across to the entire continent and to the rest of the world, so that we can actually transcend these limitations we have in our human biology. So
yeah,
go ahead.
My story, my story connects with you more, Oluwaseun, because my health has been sick since I was a child. I have been sick, but I didn't know what it was. Right, I didn't know what it was. I started preaching at the age of 9, so that's to tell you my religious background. So, I had religious. I felt the devil was after me because of my ministry. I felt, like there are things that were said, and then I studied biochemistry university. You would think, oh, okay, because I went to an all science school in the high school. So all of my life I've been in science, but I wasn't thinking scientific. In fact, the science school that I went to was the most religious, institution I've been to all of my life. It was extremely religious, but just branded science school. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I only took control of my life. Discovered my health conditions, when I embraced transhumanism, right? I'm going to study. It opened my eyes to my reality as a person, my reality as a human being, my human biology, and I took control of my health just last year. And that's also because I almost died last year, and if it wasn't for the fact that I had already opened my mind, and began to pursue a scientific solution, a medical solution to my health, trust me, I wouldn't have made it alive. And the sad thing is that everyone in my family, most people in my family, when they got to my age, they died. So there is this superstitious belief that, you know, when you get to that age, you just have to die. But the truth is, with an autoimmune disorder or condition, right? It becomes more pronounced at a certain age group. Did you get it? I got a message just yesterday. You know, and this is just happening. My uncle from Nigeria sent me a message yesterday and said, Charles, your cousin has just been diagnosed with kidney failure just yesterday. And that my uncle is one person that normally doesn't believe. Like there is a church called Faith Tabernacle in Nigeria. So my family, my maternal family, they are part of that church. Faith Tabernacle do not take medications. They don't take medications. They do not take medications, you know. So my uncle is like an elder, like a respected person in that church. So he's not asking me, you know, what do we do? Like, you know, for dialysis. And I was like, oh, my uncle that wants to do that. You know, it was crazy because he needs to save, you know, his nephew's life. I'm like, oh, that's good. You know. But then, you know, on a more personal level, that could have been me, because what we don't understand is that most kidney failures in Nigeria is caused by an autoimmune disorder. There's what we call lupus nephritis. You know, it's the last stage of lupus, which is an autoimmune disorder. You know, and fortunately for me, I was able to discover this autoimmune genetic thing. It's in the gene. It's genetic. You know, and science helped me to, you know, nip it in the bud. So just before it could have become something else, I got control of it. Right? I got control of it. And I'm like, that my cousin, just imagine. And I've got a lot of cousins, uncles. Solely because, you know, they were ignorant, you know, they didn't have the kind of information that, you know, I opened my family's eyes last year. My family, they are quiet religious. I spoke to them one after the other. I called them on the phone, all of them. I have to go check, you know, do tests, you know, and I'm healthy. My uncle was like, God forbid, a man of God like me get sick. I said, uncle, you have to go do tests. But, you know, that's okay. You're showing. I think Prince want to ask a question or say something.
Go ahead, Prince Isaac.
Okay, sorry. This meeting has been quite informative. Honestly, where technology is taking the world to, technology, like I will assess it, is building a different world. And those in this aging world will be lagging behind if they do not queue in on time. Unfortunately for some of us who never had the opportunity when we were younger to groom or build ourselves within this information age, we were not equipped with the necessary technological information or knowledge or skills that will have given us edge or advantage in this current generation. We went into business, we went into other things, looking for money. In this part of the world, if you don't have money, whatever skill or knowledge or education you have, we assume it is not important. Money rules in this part of the world, in Southeast Nigeria. So, but when we came in contact with people like Dr. Charles, because we are open-minded, we are keen to learn, we are open to new information, we are ready for change. And because we had a lot of mixture, you know, with a lot of people, we go to the internet, we make a lot of searches, we suddenly came to realize that we are definitely going to be left behind if we do not get involved on time. And then that is the unfortunate aspect of our years. That's the unfortunate aspect of our generation, or my generation. Of course, my kids, I will call them, say, look, this is where the world is heading to. I have never had the opportunity to build myself or to acquire these necessary technological skills. I encourage them to do it as much as they can. I'm happy. Well, in the US, there, everything is about technology. Even their teaching materials, everything, they do it in the internet. So they have the opportunity we never had. Now, joining this community is a big opportunity for some of us who are seeking to grow, develop, upgrade ourselves, and be part of this new emerging world. I want to advise a kind of suggestion, an opinion. What happened during this blockchain program, federal government of Nigeria blockchain program? Gave me an idea or opened my eyes to certain things. Well, Nigeria is a wonderful country. They are doing wonderfully well, but they have never gotten it right all of the time. The program, those of us that are involved, that we are lucky to be admitted into the scholarship program, since the program began, I can confidently tell you that I have been developing on myself. I have been developing, reading, upgrading, and doing all those of stuff by myself. I can't tell you that I have learned anything from that scholarship program, those live sessions, because it's not organized, it is not well coordinated. The teachings are so hypersadly scattered that you can't compose yourself with anything. You can't pick any including if I was there. A lot of us here now are in that program. We are only reading and developing and making researches as it is now. The blockchain theory, I just finished it. I did the HTML. I did the CSS on my own. I was just doing this things on my own, and because of my passion to be part of this new emerging world in technology, I went on my own. I did CompTIA. I did CompTIA. That I gave myself the base. Let me understand what computer is all about, because I don't know what that is. I did CompTIA. I did networking. After that, I got my certification. I did cyber security. I got my certification. I am advancing. I'm building on myself. We don't have the opportunity. We don't have opportunity, to access in-class lectures or in-class teaching, in-class education, in this respect. I want to recommend in that blockchain technology program that the federal government of Nigeria initiated. There were about 93,000 participants. Well, 50% of them are political participants who were not actually qualified to be part of the program, because they were, because of this, some people need to get hedge over others. So, but unfortunately, as things begin to unfold, a lot of them begin to drop out because definitely they can't cope with what is going on. It is something that has to do with brain, intelligence, and knowledge. It is not sharing of money. Share the money. If it is sharing the money, some of us will not be part of it. I want advice. I want to suggest to this community, if it is possible, to build an academy. This community of transhumanism, Transhuman Coin, Transhuman program, we build an academy where they will also be grooming, be building their own community members. In fact, we can on our own, when we have a community, it doesn't cost much. If we have a community and the criteria to be part of that program, you must be a transhumanist. You must hold a certain amount of transhuman coin to participate in that program. Believe me, if this community can initiate such a program, I can assure you, with the kind of influence Dr. Charles has across Africa and Nigeria, I can tell you that what does it cost to get a lecturer or somebody who is very knowledgeable in blockchain technology? Peter, you are a wizard in this area. You know all of this. If we have a blockchain program or maybe a JavaScript program, tutorial program, or CSS tutorial program, or a Python tutorial program that you can get 1 or 2 guys to handle just for the community. We will advertise it. Transhuman Coin is
That's a
doing
great idea. No, that's
a
awesome
blockchain training
suggestion.
program. Transhuman Coin is doing a blockchain training program. If you want to participate, join Transhuman Telegram group, and then one of the conditions, you must have a Transhuman Coin. You must know what transhumanism is all about. You must be part of the community. You are not paying anything for the program. Just you must be a part of. This is a way of building our community, making our community to a part of the new world, the new emerging world. Believe me, if you're able to do this,
idea.
I can tell you, my brother, in the next 1 year, we might have up to a million members in this community. And Transhuman Coin and Transhumanism, the message of Transhumanism will spread across length and breadth of Nigeria and across Africa. So consider this. What the federal government is doing, what federal government of Nigeria is doing with that is just political. They are not achieving anything with it. At the end of it, it's going to fail. So if the Transhuman Coin can coordinate that, we can coordinate ourselves, do this event, do the program. I mean, believe me, we will skyrocket. We will move from where we are now to the next stage. I can tell you, if we can incorporate it into 2023 agenda, we can achieve a lot with it. It's just a suggestion. Awesome. Thank you so much for listening.
That's awesome, Prince. That's some great idea.
Thank you. I
love that. Yeah, I love the passion as well. Yeah, definitely. I love the idea that if we get people that hold Transhuman Coin, they can join. Oh, I'm getting some feedback there.
Wow, Mr. Prince is up.
Oops. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I think so create the academy, any of those that hold Transhuman Coin, advertise that, get into Telegram, and it could just be more than just blockchain as well. It could be all the emerging technologies. We can do a one-on-one on what is transhumanism, more on AI as well, because I think that's going to be huge next year, and making sure everyone can able to access it and start using that as part of their skill sets. But yeah, blockchain definitely as well. And I agree, the government sort of initiated e-Naira project. That's just more fiat, just in a digital version, and that's just really, I think it's still going to be, succumb to the same inflationary risks that the Naira had in Nigeria. So, it's still, we need something that's better and decentralized, and Transhuman Coin could become the new sort of medium of exchange for these governments all around the world. So the people, the citizens all around the world. And so, yeah, Academy will be great. I'm happy to sort of work with you and Charles as well. I think Charles has already got something going in the IT area as well. And this is something that he could extend to blockchain and also incorporate into the likes of Sahara Skills, so people can earn Transhuman Coin once they graduate from the academy and get into the workforce. Yeah. What do you think, Charles?
Yeah, look, Prince, that was mind-blowing, to say the least. That was mind-blowing, And yes, we are going to implement that.
Yeah.
So I think after this call, like January, Peter, myself, Andrew, and the rest of the dev team, we're going to start building. And yeah, we could have a great platform. Just
we can start doing pre-enrollments right now, like hold Transhuman Coin, join the Telegram, and you're pre-listed into.
Danny and G have already got the jump.
Yeah, yes, he has, isn't he, Corky?
Working on that for the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, he guys have already got the collective able to detect that, right?
Mm.
And they've actually been
Yeah.
education.
We are planning on that.
We have created an academy actually. So we have incorporated some people who would start the tutoring. So by January, hopefully, they will start training people who would be tutors. Actually, this academy is just to train people on the concept of introductions to cryptocurrencies and some intermediaries about cryptocurrencies. So while we advance the first class, if we see how it goes, then we'll take the classes from the basic to the intermediary and to the advanced cryptocurrency classes. But for now, we want to start by training people who would be mentors on the academy for now. So that is what we'll do by January, and hopefully by February, we would open up the group for people to join, people who wants to gain the knowledge, and we'll fix time for people to learn.
Yeah.
Is that from
GTG.
collective?
Yeah. It's not based on collectives, sir. We wanted to make it an academy, separate from the collective. So we picked some people from the collective, then we have few people from the community who were interested, who I spoke to one-on-one. Then, and I told you I told Cookie and G2G that we can bring in transhumanism. Maybe as time goes on, we can get access to transhumanism profiles and we can attach it to them so that while people teach about crypto, they can also know what transhumanism is all about. Killing the concept that it's something that has to do with spirituality, controversial topic. Just make them to understand this is something that is evolving. And something has come to stay. So that's what we are working on.
Yeah, transhumanist modules.
So from what Prince is saying now, what we can just include in that is to say you must be a holder of Transhuman Coin, right?
Yes.
Once we do that, then we're going to onboard experts, more experts. I'm going to get more people from my circle, my network.
And you got the likes of you got the likes of the Singularity University guys as well.
And
Dr. Benji on AI.
Professor Benji, the AI professor, Benji would want to be quite part of this.
Okay. So what about having a translation like, here in Nigeria and some other few African countries, if you want to catch most people to the vision? I told Andrew about it months ago. So we're like, why not you have something like a translation apart from English? We have the Russians or so. We can, e.g. Nigeria here, most people doesn't, if you communicate to them in English, they feel confused. So if we're having a material about transhumanism, we can have a translate in the Hausa, the Yoruba, the Igbo, then the other languages, so that while the English is general knowledge, the other languages helps to draw people to understand that it is not only about money, it's about a movement. Because if you have language translations, it's going to take us higher than when it's based on maybe English, Russia, Spanish, and Italian and French.
Yeah.
I would say that.
GPT-4 is coming out next year. GPT-4 will enable translations too, right?
And OpenAI Whisper, it's already available to do. It's like an open source translation service from OpenAI. So yeah, that's
what I'm trying to say is while the ChatGPT-4 comes up, we can still train people on how to use it, and also not in their own language, telling them that using their own language to like this is what this is all about, and they can then come on board. Because I know that people that I do communicate with English, they respond to me back in the native language, or they don't even understand me. So you need to come down to the native language.
That makes sense. Yeah, we can incorporate, we can translate. Okay. Great.
All right. I think that's everything. Do we cover everyone? Good to see everyone. Any last comment? Go on.
It was a great catch up.
Yeah.
Any threshold, any minimum holding, like I heard something about you have to be a holder of Transhuman Coin to access a certain profit or have to have a certain access to the training. So would there be like any minimum, amount anyone is to hold, or how is it going to be?
I think we can get the community.
We'll work with that.
We'll get the community to determine what the minimum amount should be. Yeah.
Okay.
So another thing I would like to talk about is
we'll get our price rising.
Bring more utility. More utility.
Another thing I would like to talk about on the learning on the academy is this. We according to what Prince Isaac was saying, for we to have digital courses like only Python, JavaScript also incorporated into the THC Academy to draw more people to the project. Yes, it would. But I think if we can just kind of make the program a self-paced programs, it will help. A self-paced programs in the sense that you go at your own leisure time to read, and there will just be probably once in a week meetup, virtual meetup to recap what you've actually learned. I was actually taking some courses on Cisco Python courses on Cisco, and it's really helped because it's a self-paced course. So I can read at my own pace instead of probably being it's a virtual class whereby I would have to be waiting for the tutor to come up. And I myself might even be on a faster pace compared to the tutor. So if it's a kind of self-paced, it will help people to learn faster on their own. And if they encounter any problems, they might check through the search engines, Google, and if they couldn't understand it, when the meetup comes, they ask questions. So we can just kind of put things together, put materials together, not spin in a rush for now, to make everything in orderly when the program actually starts.
Yeah, maybe we go out there and pace and then do a recap at the week.
Yeah.
Young.
Sorry, let me say something here pertaining to the number of tokens or number of coins one needs to hold before the person will be qualified for the class or to be added up. We should put into consideration that some people actually bought when the coin was high, and assuming the target was 50,000 of the coin, and if the person is buying now that everything is down, the amount of money that will be used to buy now will not be commensurate with someone that bought when the coin was high. So in considering the quantity a holder will have in his bag before he to qualify to be among should also be put into consideration so that one wouldn't feel bad because he bought when the chips were up, and now a lot of people bought when the chips were down, and as a result, the person happens to be out of the whole thing. The quantity shouldn't be actually the major target. The target is since our target here is not the monetary aspect of it, is just to pass this ideology across. The concept should be who has interest Though we should put holding the coin as one of the criteria so that because wherever the mouth is, that's actually the place the pocket should also go. One should have some quantity of it, but not a particular amount of it so that some people will not be cut off the whole stuff.
Mr. Young, to me, it looks like you're getting it wrong. Let me give an example. There's the collective group. We have a particular quantity of TXC you must hold before you join. The majority of us there notice that even those that joined with that quantity are dormant. So like a full whole year, someone is in a group, he doesn't talk, he doesn't participate, keeps quiet because he has a quantity. So what we are trying to do is we can let's say we are using 200,000 Transhuman Coin, whether you bought when the price was high or not, or where there's a dip. You are not coming there because of the 200. We are doing it for if you are serious, you want to learn. This is a amount you must have. You come in to come and learn. And when you learn, you leave. If we bring it down to consider when the prices went deep or down, you will see that most people will feel relaxed. You want to gain the knowledge about transhumanism, and we are given the criteria is less than 500,000 transhuman coin. If you bought it when the prices was high and have 500,000, you just log in and comment your class. It doesn't necessarily mean when the time you bought it. That was from my own angle, because what you want is just for you to learn. You want to learn. The price shouldn't be.
And just to add to that, Remember, there will be tutors, and those tutors will also be paid in Transhuman Coin. So actually, what you are, the Transhuman Coin you'll be paying, we go to those tutors. Like you yourself can actually upload lectures, like tutorials on the platform, right? And earn, you know. And because this is crypto, Transhuman Coin is a cryptocurrency. People, but no two persons can buy at the same price. It's impossible. You know, it's impossible. So once, just a minute. I'm sorry about that. You know, so when Mr. A buys, the price goes up. So the next person who's going to buy will buy at a higher price. So no two persons in this project, you know, but exactly at the same price. Exactly at the same price is impossible, you know. So if we always have to consider, right, what time and what price someone, but then we won't be able to have an average price for everyone, a flat price, you know, for everyone. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me come in, please. Let me come in. I will advise. Okay. Doc, are you saying something?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Let me say this. I don't want us to overflow this issue. I brought an idea that must be deliberated upon. It is not, we mustn't decide things here. And again, I want the dev team, Dr. Charles and Peter, to go back and develop this academy. This should be Transhuman Coin Academy. It should be tagged Transhuman Coin Academy. So that anybody coming to the academy will know this is a Transhuman Coin program. The way it is tagged federal government program, it should be Transhuman Coin program. Now you are involving lecturers, you are involving tutors. They're not going to come do it for free. It's not going to be all commerce affairs. A particular amount of coin should be tagged. If you already hold about above the tagged coin, then you don't have a problem. We will expose it. What we're trying to do, we are trying to increase our community members. We are trying to boost the spread of transhumanism across Nigeria and across Africa. That is the purpose for the creation, or that should be the purpose for the creation of that academy. Secondly, to build our members, to make them to upgrade themselves, to bring them up to date in terms of technology. Those who are lagging behind, so that we can be at equilibrium with the emerging world. Our peers across the globe, we won't be saying, I'm a transhumanist. I don't know anything about blockchain. I'm a transhumanist. I don't know anything about CSS. I'm a transhumanist. I don't know what is Python. That it doesn't make sense. So as we are talking about, evolving into the new world of technology, the academy should be geared towards building our community members. Then, if outside that the academy is going to attract, which there should be a tag. It is not all commerce affair, because those professors and those tutors and teachers, you will pay them, and you're going to use Transhuman Coin to pay them. So let's not. We have seen the idea. Let the dev team go and develop this. Whatever idea, once they are done making the development, they should come back to the community and say, this is what we have proposed, and then the community can give their piece of advice. If we stay here to debate this and debate that, then we might lose the nutrient of this vision. Please, let's play down it. Let's go back, and the dev team should look into it. Come on with, I trust Dr. Charles and Peter. Let them go back with this idea, develop it, find a way of fine-tuning it, and then handle it as Transhuman Coin. Let it not get out of that name, Transhumanism. It is an academy owned by Transhuman Coin, not a separate academy from Transhuman Coin. It will not give the necessary impact that for which it was created. Thank you for listening.
Okay, hello sir, please. If I'm to contribute to what the boss just said, what I'll say is that there's one thing about marketing. When you promote a sector, let me say you want to do a blockchain education, then subtly you are promoting transhuman coin. Let's not try to come and say we are promoting blockchain education and transhuman coin at the same time. It's just like this government training. I didn't register, but I know of the company called, is it Dominium? Something like that, Dominium or NIITDA. I don't really get the name right, but because of it was free, because it was okay, everybody come and learn about blockchain. You understand? A lot of people now came in, and in the process of coming in, there's still going to be something you're going to introduce to the community. You understand? In the course of doing the training, because if you say people should pay transhuman coin, you understand, or they should hold a certain amount of transhuman coin before they can partake in the training, that alone is enough to just cut off a lot of people. You understand? Personally, I don't have any problem because I'm a holder of transhuman coin, but I'm just looking at the average market. Let it be a blockchain training. Let people come. You understand? Then in the blockchain training, we have a bait. You understand? Which is the transhuman coin, which is the transhumanism. You understand? But if we already start trying to put an entry point or a barrier point, you understand, that alone is going to affect the marketing and the publicity. That's just what I feel.
Okay. And Alvani, he has something to say. Alvani Benjamin. And Agnete.
Tap on the mic to speak. Tap on the mic.
Please unmute yourself.
Just click on the mic icon on your screen to unmute yourself.
Okay. Okay. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Alvani.
Okay. So regarding the idea from Isaac, I also suggest that in and as much as even people holding transhuman coin can be admitted into the platform for the lectures, but it's not everybody that are eager to learn to equip their knowledge. Some people are there just for trading to make profit, even if they have more than the required amount of coins to be a participant. I think it should be for people that wants to equip themselves to the appropriate knowledge of what the technology is all about, not just to transact business, to sell when the prices go up, to buy when the prices are cheaper. No, I think you should look at that aspect as well, because someone like me, I'm going for the knowledge, not really about the financial aspect of the whole thing. So if you make it a kind of a condition, you still see people that has the required amount of the coins that will not join, because they feel like they don't have anything to do with learning this and learning that. They just monitoring the market, when to sell and when to buy. So all in all, let me not say much, because I'm still learning the trades in technology and the crypto and everything. But I believe where I am now is the best and the right place for anyone to be. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ifeanyi, my regards to you as well.
Good. I think we've sat here for 3 hours, almost 3 minutes. Then we're going to be 3 hours on the meeting. It's been quite engaging, and I think we should do this more often, because it's quite interesting. Peter, I'll just let you summarize. But
thank you so much for the amazing time. Yeah, thanks so much for the suggestion to have this as well. And it's actually a pleasure to talk to the community like this. Thanks so much for taking the time. I know it was really early for you guys. We'll make it a little bit more time zone friendly for you guys next time too. If we don't see you tomorrow, we'll happy New Year's Eve and happy New Year. You guys have a safe and happy holiday season as well. We'll stay close to the Telegram chat. We'll do the live stream through the Telegram next time as well. I've got the session recorded, so for those that weren't able to join, we'll be able to see it on YouTube. I'll just upload it to the Transhumanism videos channel. But yeah, we'll share it onto the Telegram. But thank you so much for the awesome suggestions and ideas, and for participating and engaging in this call. Such a pleasure to catch up as well. And looking forward to 2023. It's going to get crazy, guys. Every single day, it's going to get crazy. But yeah,
yes.
good to see you guys.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you, guys. Thank
Happy
you,
New
guys.
Year.
Thank you, guys. Very wonderful. Happy New Year. Thank you,
Happy New
guys.
Year, guys.
Thank
Happy
you,
New Year.
guys.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you,
Happy
guys.
New
God bless
Year.
all of you.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dr. Charles. You're really a wonderful person.